Yo, what is good, YouTube? Shaun checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with some breaking news. The greatest coach in bodybuilding history has officially announced his retirement from coaching elite athletes, none other than Hany Rambod. Hany put out a video on his YouTube channel titled "Thank You." I really encourage you guys to go watch it, but I am going to give you guys a brief breakdown here. So Hany said he's about to turn 50 years old. He's been coaching elite athletes for 30 years. And he said he had to reevaluate what's most important to him in his life, and that is his wife and his son. He highlighted that his son is 12 years old and he truly wants to spend more time with him. Hany also said that retiring from coaching elite athletes is like an anchor being lifted off his back, and he feels like he can just do so much more now. And I'm not sure if some of you guys know, I'm pretty sure we all should know, but Hany Rambod runs Evogen, which is a very successful brand, and I'm pretty sure he wants to have a little bit more time to focus on his business endeavors again, as well as spend time with his son. Now, Hany has coached some great athletes: Phil Heath, Jay Cutler, Heidi Chupin, Derek Lunsford, and one guy people tend to forget about is four-time men's physique Olympia champion Jeremy Buendia, all coached by this guy. Definitely the greatest to do it in my personal opinion. But with Hany deciding to retire, that means that Heidi Chupin and Derek Lunsford no longer have a coach. And they can definitely go to a guy like Boss of Outlaw. They can go to Chris Aceto, Psycho Lewis. There are a lot of very good trainers, nutritionists, either way. But there is only one Hany Rambod. This guy cannot be replaced. Let me know in the comment section below, early predictions. Who do we think these guys go to? I'm pretty sure we're all going to say Boss of Outlaw, but I'm pretty sure he about has his hands full with high-level athletes. But congrats to Hany, greatest to ever do it. Now, let's get ready for tomorrow's Prague Pro show. Hopefully this video is actually released tonight. So we do have the projected top 3 in Prague for check-ins: Chris Bumstead, Martin Fitzwater, and Shaun. And this is going to be one great show. Yes, everyone is competing in open, but we kind of have open versus classic versus 212 all in one show. Interesting. Now let's switch over to the latest updates of Martin Fitzwater, who I am still projecting to walk away with the win in the 2025 Olympia qualification. And I definitely think the competition are in trouble at this weekend's Prague Pro. Martin is looking very, very impressive. And I'll say this, I don't think Martin looks the best in progress pictures going into a show. I think he looks a lot more impressive on stage. Even prior to the Mr. Olympia, he posted some images and people were like, maybe he's off with conditioning, but Martin was definitely not off, so he's going to look even better than this on stage, I hope. And next up, we have a recent update from Chris Bumstead, also ahead of Prague, and I have to say, I'm actually impressed with the side tricep. Chris also has a crazy side leg, so this should be a good shot for him even on the open stage. And I don't think that this was planned out at all, but I think it's very interesting that both Chris Bumstead and Hany Rambod will be retiring officially after this Prague Pro show. And again, I don't have any real expectations for Bumstead going into this show. I'm excited to see how he's gonna look. He's probably gonna be up 15 to 20 pounds, maybe sacrifice a little bit of conditioning, but I'm excited to see it. And this is Chris' last show, so hopefully he does go out with a bang. And if he does manage to pull off a win, he's gonna break the internet. Now next up, we have a recent update from Horse MD. And I feel like this guy's getting left out of the conversation when it comes to the Prague Pro. Even back to Romania, the focus was on Akeem Williams and Rafa Brandao. Horse MD is just not getting talked about as much as he used to. But his conditioning does look a little bit better here than it was going to the Romania show, so I'm expecting a better look for him in Prague. And watch out for this guy. Maybe he can upset that potential top 3 picture that we were looking at a little bit earlier. And next up, we have a recent update from the mutant Nick Walker. And I know Nick said this isn't a comeback because he never left, but to me, this image means the mutant is officially back. Nick has went through a lot over the past 2 years, pulling out of 2 Mr. Olympias, had a serious hamstring injury that caused him to miss last year's Olympia, and of course the whole situation with Matt Jansen this year. But looking at Nick's physique, he looks pretty good here. It looks like Nick Walker has not missed one step at all. As of right now, I know that Nick isn't doing the Arnold Classic, but I'm gonna guess that this guy may jump into the Pittsburgh Pro. And this is a very early prediction, but I'm expecting next year's Pittsburgh Pro to already be one of the best shows of 2025. Now next up, speaking of Pittsburgh, we have a recent update from Blessing Awodibu, who has confirmed that he will be doing the Pittsburgh Pro next year as well as the New York Pro. And I cannot lie, I was blown away by this image on the left. Blessing is of course over 300 pounds and just absolutely massive right now. And keep in mind that Blessing isn't going to compete until summer of 2025, so he can still add about 2 or 3 more months worth of off-season to this look. Peak off-season Blessing is going to be absolutely massive. Let's hope some of that weight went to the legs. Now switching over to Classic Physique, we do have a recent physique update from none other than Wesley Vissers. Now at first glance, I'm like, why is Wesley in shape? Is this guy going to do a show? But Wesley is currently 264 pounds right now, well over his weight cap, and this guy's conditioning is still great. Throughout the hams and glutes, of course, isn't as tight, but from the front, it looks like he isn't too far off from doing a show. And Wesley's waist looks a lot smaller here than it typically does on stage. Just saying, but at first, I thought Wesley didn't get a fair look at the Mr. Olympia, but honestly, he was flat at the Olympia versus the Arnold Classics that he won earlier in the year, but the Classic Physique title is wide open. It could be Wesley's next year. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below who is this legendary bodybuilder. And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow is the 2024 Prague Pro. Chris versus Martin versus Shaun. I'm Shaun from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.